So here is another example of a non-homogeneous differential equation, which is y double prime minus 4y minus 5y is equal to 2x minus cos 2x. So in solving non-homogeneous differential equation, we would adhere to the general solution in which we will combine the solution of complementary solution or homogeneous solution to the particular solution in which we will use either undetermined coefficient or variation of parameters. So first, for this sample, we will look for its homogeneous solution. We will use the left side of the equation and transform it into a characteristic equation which is now r squared minus 4r minus 5 is equal to 0, and by the method of factoring, we now have its roots, which are negative 1 and 5. So in complementary solution, we have the c sub 1e raised to the power of r sub 1x plus c sub 2e raised to the power of r sub 2x, in which this c sub 1 and c sub 2 are arbitrary constants. So for its complementary solution, we will just substitute the roots. We now have c sub 1 e raised to the power of negative x plus c sub 2 e raised to the power of 5x. So for this sample, I would provide two particular solutions in which you can observe here that we have two terms on the right side. So on the first particular solution, I would like to focus on 2x. So in particular solution 2x, I will choose the form of ax plus b, and deriving it, you would result to a, since for the derivation of ax is a plus derivation of b is just 0, so we will no longer write the 0, we will just have a, and deriving it for a second time will result to 0. And substituting these values to this equation, we now have 0 minus 4a plus a minus 5 quantity of ax plus b equal to 2x. By removing the unnecessary terms as well as distributing the 5 to ax plus b, we now have negative 4a minus 5ax minus 5b is equal to 2x. So now we will figure out the value of the variables a and b. So for this procedure, we will equate the like terms from left side and right side of the equation. So first we have the negative 5ax is equal to 2x. So for us to we have to eliminate the negative 5 and x. So we will divide this side by negative 5x as well as on the other side. So we will find the value of a, which is negative 2 over 5. And as for the other two terms, negative 4a minus 5b, since they don't have a like term on the right side, so we'll just equate them on 0. And since we have the value of a earlier, we will now substitute the value of a here. So we have negative 4 times negative 2 over 5 is equal to 2. We will transpose the 5b on the other side, so it will result to positive b. And then combining this, we have the 8 over 5 is equal to 5b. So since we have to eliminate the 5 here, so we will multiply this side by 1 over 5 as well as on the other side. So we have now the value of b, which is 8 over 25. So for the particular solution 1, we will just substitute the value of a and b to the general form ax plus b. So for y particular 1, we have negative 2 over 5x plus 8 over 25. So for the particular solution 2, I will now focus on negative cos 2x. And since this is the form, I will choose the form c cos 2x plus d sin 2x. So in deriving this equation, we now have negative 2c sin 2x plus 2d cos 2x. And deriving it for another time, we have negative 4c cos 2x minus 4d sin 2x. Since we have this three values, we will now substitute these values to this equation. So, we have negative 4c cos 2x minus 4d sine 2x minus 4 quantity of 2c sine 2x plus 2d cos 2x minus 5 quantity of c cos 2x plus d sine 2x is equal to negative cos 2x. Distributing this 4 and then, as well as this 5, and then combining like terms, we now have negative 9c cos 2x minus 9d sine 2x plus 8c sine 2x minus 8d cos 2x is equal to negative 1 cos 2x plus 0 sine 2x. And same earlier, we will equate the like terms from the left side and right side from this equation. So from here, we have negative 9c minus 8d cos 2x equal to negative 1 cos 2x. Since the cos 2x will just be cancelled, so we were left with negative 9c minus 8d for equation equal negative 1 as for equation 1. And we have the 9c minus 9d sine 2x is equal to 0 sine 2x, and sine x will just be cancelled. So, for equation 2, we have now 8c minus 9d is equal to 0. Since we cannot directly identify the value of 8d and c, so we have to equate these two equations for us to derive the values of c and d. So, we now have negative 9c minus 8d plus 8c minus 9c minus 8d plus 8c minus 9d is equal to negative 1. By combining the like terms, we will have negative 9c minus 17d is equal to negative 1. And we will arrive at the equation of c, which is 1 minus 17d. By using the equation 2, 8c minus 9d is equal to 0, we will use the equation we have derived for c, which is 1 minus 17d. Substituting it to the equation, we will now identify the value of d, which is 8 over 145. And since we have the d, we will use the equation 1 to identify the value of c by substituting the value of d here. So 9c minus 8, quantity of 8 over 145 equal to negative 1. We now have the value of c, which is 9 over 145. So for the void particular solution 2, we will just substitute the value we have identified for c and d for the general equation, c cos 2x plus d sin 2x. So for particular solution 2, we have 9 over 145 cos 2x plus 8 over 145 sin 2x. So for general solution, we have identified the complementary solution or homogeneous solution, the particular solution 1 and particular solution 2. So we will just combine this, and for general solution for this sample, we have y is equal to c sub 1 e raised to negative x plus c sub 2 e raised power of 5x minus 2/5 x plus 8 over 25 plus 9 over 145 cos 2x plus 8 over 145 sin 2x.
So this is my problem about non-homogeneous differential equation using variation of parameters. So y double prime minus 9y equals to x over e raised to 3x. So first to remember in solving variation of parameters is this formula. The u1 u sub 1 prime is equals to w1 over w, or the what you call so to Wronski, and u sub 2 prime equals to y sub 2 over w, and w equals to basta ka na niya sundo lang nga nimo niya. So first nimo buhaton in solving variation parameters is the auxiliary equation, or just change lang nimo ning mga naiway into kuan, i-change lang nimo ang kuan by basta ang y into isa ka constant or letter basta isa lang, so m squared minus 9 inya kaning x over e raised to 3x is same lang man na siya sa f of x or equals to 0, so mo na so ang auxiliary equation niya is m squared minus 9 equals 0. So by using factoring method, so makakuha ta og m minus 3 multiply by m plus 3 equals 0. So ang iyang roots m equals 3 o m equals negative 3. So, magamit na to na siya sa atong complementary function is the y sub c equals to c sub 1 e raised to 3x. So, ang kaning 3 ni mo sa isa ka m is kaning positive. So, plus sa c sub 2 e. So, kaning sa negative 3, substitute na nimo negative 3x. So by makuha nimo ang y sub 1 equals to e sub 3x. Ang y sub 2 is equal to e raised to negative 3x. So diri na ta sa atong Wronski. So nakita na to sa atong formula ganina. Nakita na to sa atong formula ganina sa Wronski is substitute lang nimo ang pinakauna ang y1 plus y2 ang derivative nila, derivative sa duwa. So, ang y1 nato is, taray naman diri e raised to 3x, tapos ang atong y sub 2 is equals to negative 3x. So, ang sa baba kay ang derivative man daw. So, ang derivative sa e raised to 3x kay, di ba ang derivative kay, baba nimo ang 1 diri, tapos copy ra magduro ito. Kasi, baba nimo ang constant number, tapos 1, so muna ni. Tapos, cross multiply lang. So, using cross multiplication, so naman tayo makancel man natin yung e raised to 3x. So mabilin nimo guys, negative 2 ka, negative 3 o negative 3. So ang Wronski niyo equals to negative 6. So sa sunod sa Wronski sub 1, so ang Wronski sub 1, so ang gamit nimo na equation or basta formula man guro ni nanay. So 0 ang y sub 2 nimo, tapos ang f of x which is katong equals to 0, tapos y sub 2 derivative. So dara 0 katong sa to y sub 2. So ang y sub 2 nimo is negative 3x naman diri a raised to negative 3x, tapos ang imuang f of x na katong ladri kani x raised to x over e raised to 3x, tapos ang derivative sa katong y sub 2 nimo na negative 3 e raised to negative 3x. So, just multiply lang. So, 0 times negative 3 e raised to 3x. So, 0 naman yun na. So, kanina lang imong i-solve. So, dire katong x over e raised to 3x, multiply nimo sa e raised to negative 3x. So, same man sila o terms. So, katong sa x over e raised to 3x, multiply nimo ani. So, copy, add naman yung exponent niya, tapos naman na siya negative sign, 0 minus, kanima na siya. So, ang imong Wronski sub 1 is equals to negative x e raised to negative 6x, tapos imong Wronski sub 2 is equals to, katong formula gyapon na gamiton diri y sub 1, 0, y sub, derivative sa y sub 1, tapos f of x. So, baliktad lang ani, tapos change lang o y sub 1 na e raised to 3x. So, e raised to 3x, 0, just derivative sa kanang e raised to 3x is 3e raised to 3x, tas kung f of x na x over e raised to 3x. So, cross multiply lang yapon. So, cross multiply na nimo. So, paano man na siya cancel? Kaya man-negative man na. So, x na lang mabilin, tas 0. So, x value 0. So, ang atong Wronski sub 2 is equals to x. So next na po na to ang particular equation na gamiton is kaning u sub 1 y sub 1 plus u sub 2 y sub 2. So nagyapon diri sa formula ang pagkuha sa u sub 1 and u sub 2 prime or maderive raman ang niya. So ang atong u sub 1 prime is equals to w is Wronski sub 1 over Wronski is equals to x negative x e raised to negative 6x over negative 6. So, equals to 1 over 6. Kay makancel na lang negative. So, positive na lang 1 over 6 para dili siya lain tanawon sa equation. Tapos x e raised to negative 6x. So, mo na yung use of 1. Tapos, kung gusto niyo makita ang use of 1 prime din so gusto niyo makita ang use of 1, kay naman sa formula sa particular equation, use of 1. So, kuha lang nimo integrate. So, use of 1 is equals to 1 over 6 kay pwede man na imo ilabas tas kani imo integrate sa sunod. So, integration of x e raised to negative 6x dx. So, using one integration, so kabalo naman siguro taan na. So, gidiretso na lang namo, wala na mo gipakita ang derivation. So, ang use of 1 is equals to 1 over 36 x e raised to negative 6x. Kanya, 216 ni. So, pagkita nimo sa u sub 1, so i-integrate lang nimo ang value nimo sa u sub 1 prime. So, ang u sub 1 nimo is equals to 1 over 6 integration of x e raised to negative 6x dx. So, ang u sub 1 nimo is equals to 1 over 36 x e raised to negative 6x minus 1 over 216 e raised to negative 6x. So, gamit na, gidiretso na lang namo kay kabalo naman kortahan ni pagkuha sa integration. So, sa next is ang u sub 2 prime is equals to Wronski sub 2 over Wronski equals to x over negative 6 equals to negative 1 over 6x. So, parehas naman gyapon na sila value. So, gilay lang. So, ang pagkuha sa, di ba, ang kwan, mo na yung u sub 2 prime. So, pagkuha nyo sa u sub 2, integrate lang gyapon nyo. So, u sub 2 is equals to negative 1 over 6 integral of x. So, ang integral sa x kay kuan man x squared over 2. So, ang u sub 2 nimo may mo siya negative 1 over 12 x squared. So i-substitute na lang nato ang mga value kaning u sub 1, u sub 2 niya. Na naman tayo y, atong y sub 1 o y sub 2. So, i-substitute na lang na nimo. So, makakuha ta ang equation na kani particular equation equals to negative 1 over 36 x e raised to negative 3x. So, katong kuan u sub 1 ata u sub 1 tas ang so diri ata sa particular equation which is the katong na ipakita na ko ganina na formula dara wala dito katong y particular equation equals to u sub 1 y sub 1 plus u sub 2 y sub 2. So, substitute na lang ko nimo mga na-answer na to, ay dito naman to. So, y particular equation is equal to negative 1 over 36 x e raised to negative 6x minus 1 over 216 e raised to negative 6x which is ang ato ang u sub 1 plus e raised to 3x which is ang y sub 1 plus minus 1 over 12x squared which is ang ato ang u sub 2 plus times the times e raised to negative 3x which is ang ato ang y sub 2. So, kung ikuha lang nimo siya compute, combine like terms to, makuha na to o ani na ko equation tani. Tapos, so mo na ni ato ang final equation which is the y equals to i-add lang nimo ang value nimo sa yc plus the complementary function and the particular equation. So, makakuha tawag equation na kani y equals to katong kaning kuha mo yc katong ganina c sub 1 e raised to 3x plus c sub 2 e raised to negative 3x i-add nimo sa kuan. So, ang negative man siya, so may mo na siya minus katong sa kuan nimo y particular equation. So, minus 1 over 36x e raised to negative 3x minus 1 over 216 e raised to negative 3x minus 1 over 12x squared e raised to negative 3x. So, sa nakita ninyo diri sa kuan final, so naay duha ka same o kuan variable. So, c squared, so dili man nato siya pwede ma-add or ma-minus kay c sub 2 man wala kakabalo sa value ani c sub 2. So, pwede ra nimo ni erase kani. Kay same lang man na sila, bali murag pila same ra sila value or pwede lamang ning c sub 2. So, pwede ra ni wala. So, ang final answer nimo diri so y equals to c sub 1 e raised to 3x plus c sub 2 e raised to negative 3x minus 1 over 36 x e raised to negative 3x minus 1 over 12x squared e raised to 3x. That is all.
Good day. This is a sample of non-homogeneous equation. Then this is my sample equation. D squared minus 4d plus 4y equals to 6e to the power of 2x all over x4. Then first, you look for the complementary solution using the left side of equation and transforming into characteristic equation which is y sub c r squared minus 4rt plus 4 equals 0. Then next, let's proceed to the particular solution using the form of y sub c equals equations c sub 1 plus c sub 2 multiplied by 2 the power multiplied by 2 to the power of x. Then we'll derive the equation twice, resulting to 23 y sub p double prime is equal to 23a e to the power of 2x all over x squared minus 48ae to the power of 2x all over x cubed plus 36ae to the power of 2x all over x to the power of 4. Then we'll substitute the values on the original equation. 23ae to the power of 2x all over x squared minus 48ae to the power of 2x all over x cubed plus 36ae to the power of 2x all over x 4 minus 4. Then equation 12e to the power of 2x all over x squared minus 12e to the power of 2x all over x cubed plus 4 equation 6e to the power of 2x minus x squared is equal to 6e to the power of 2x all over x4. Then in here and substituting a on the y sub p and simplifying, we have y sub p equals to 6 the equation 1 is over to 6 e I multiplied by 2 to the power of 2x all over x squared. Then and we have its general solution, which is y is equal to c sub 1 plus c sub 2 multiplied by 2 over 2 multiplied by e to the power of 2x plus e to the power of 2x all over x squared. And that's all.